meez, right now, it's a really wonderful tool to use for your, operations, for your recipes, for your culinary staff. But a lot of people are, they use meez
Yeah,
in different ways, and a lot of
I
groups
heard it
are.
twice actually.
Sorry, can everyone just mute for me? And it's really helpful to have a place for team members of your own, as well as everyone in charge of the accounts and your restaurants and your food businesses, to have a place to interact with each other and to see kind of the latest stuff that's happening with meez. So we built this community page. I'm going to send a link out to everybody at the end of this to be able to add to join in if you haven't already joined. And it's really a place that you can come to find even better support than the current situation right now. As a lot of people know, when you're using a lot of technology, there's a place you type in a question, and a lot of people who use the app or use the product are already asking that same question. They're already, there's already a community responding to it, including the team members of the company. So we're involved as well. And it's just a kind of an easier way to look something up instead of asking a question kind of to our support team and getting the answer that maybe somebody else already answered, and maybe somebody else has another kind of tactic to use around that question, because a lot of these questions sometimes are sometimes theoretical about how would you approach this problem, or when I have this kind of recipe, what is the best way to organize it, that kind of thing. So we can all exchange sample recipes. We can show different ways of approaching the same problems. It can be a really fun way to kind of work with this tool. This tool is very new for a lot of people. Most people come to us with spreadsheets, really, and that's kind of what they're coming from. So to use meez as a kind of new type of tool, it can be really helpful to have others who are using it, have used it for a couple of years now, for the people who are brand new, to be able to learn from them. So that's the impetus behind this, to get everybody from consultants, QSRs, ghost kitchens, full service restaurants, franchisees, catering, everybody who can use this app in so many different ways, to be able to come together and kind of talk to one another. So that's that's the kind of why we're here. So I'm just going to show you around a little bit. This won't take too long, but when you do log in, like I said, I'm going to send you a little link to sign in and create your own account. It might say something like purchase this. It's free. You just have to click yes, purchase, and it's going to automatically add you. You're not getting charged for anything here, so don't worry about that. It's just kind of the lingo of the app. So when you log in, you're going to see a little checklist on the right over here that you can kind of complete if you like. Cheer something, meaning like give it a little heart, introduce yourself, type into the community and say, hey, this is who I am. Fill out your profile as well. Up here on the top right, there's a little profile place. Really good for, just saying kind of where you work, what your role is there, and kind of that way you can connect with others who maybe are in similar job titles or job roles at similar places. There's also a place to invite others to the network. You can invite whoever you want to join this. This is open. So we want to really encourage you to invite your coworkers, your colleagues, anybody else you'd love. Right here at the top, I'm going to start on the sidebar. On the left-hand side, we have the first thing is create. So part of this is to allow you to create content. Either it's posts or articles or chats. And what I ask you to do is start off by picking whichever topic you want to get started in. So right now it's a lot of kind of topics within the app, right? Nutrition, recipes. We have a podcast section, webinars. So let's say you want it just to, in general, help. You can do a quick post, an article. You can do a question or a poll, as well as a chat. So this is the create section. This is where you just, post something. Hey, I'm trying to do this. It's not really working. Or, anyone have any feedback about, how this recipe's costed and what my food cost percentage is, anything like that. That's the first topic up there. You can search any keywords, by the way, over here. So if I typed in inventory, for instance, you'll see it'll give you the list of all the different questions that have been asked about inventory. Obviously, we just launched this, so there's it's a little bit sparse right now, but that's why we want folks to get in there, ask questions, answer other people's questions, and get in there and play around a little bit. You can see the members list right here. So you can see who everyone has joined. You can follow them and find, look at their articles, look at their posts, things like that, as well as chat them. It's really fun at the top right here. There's a little chat box. So you can view your chats you currently have, and you can create a new chat. So if I type in my friend Dan, There he is. I can start a chat with Dan right from here. Sorry, jumping around a little bit, but hope you can follow. On the left-hand side here, we got support. So this is a kind of another place for our, articles, general help about the app. So we have a general help section. We have a recipe section, costing, as well as nutrition. And you can even see more. There's actually other topics too. And we'll continue to add to these as we go. So these are pretty straightforward. If you click on recipes, you can see there's a feed. So the most recent posts about the recipes. If you want to click on discovery, you can see the top posts about recipes, table of contents, chat. So within each section, there are several tabs that you can kind of explore. Costing, similar thing. Here's some questions about costing. You can search within this for relevant topics, or you can also create a post right from here, clicking that plus sign. So that's the support section. Really, it's designed to, give you a place to ask questions within these categories. We also have a resources section. So if I click on resources, two of these are still being built. We have a services tier that we, many of you know, we have recipe upload services, we have costing audits and nutrition audits. We're going to be putting some information there. We also have integrations within meez, so pulling in data from your inventory systems or your soon-to-be POS systems. Not quite ready yet, but keep a lookout for those. But really, the webinars and the handbooks are really helpful, as well as the blog. Webinars, these are all recorded. We post them on here. So you'll see the most recent webinars here, and you can look back at all the different ones that we've done in the past. There's also a place to answer polls as they come up. Handbooks, something that I've been telling a lot of people about, really helpful for newcomers, but also people who have been using us for a little while, but maybe haven't done it to the full extent. We got a lot of people who say that they've been using meez, have their recipes in there, but really haven't used it in their kitchen, or haven't really figured out costing them yet. We broke out these handbooks into 3 different sections: building your meez account, so kind of getting the recipes in there and all the details around that; using it in the kitchen, so deploying it within on mobile or on tablets for your chefs and your cooks; as well as getting your food costing right, because as everyone knows, food costing can be very complicated. There's a lot of different things that you can do within meez to make it easier. So we have a whole handbook dedicated to costing. There's a similar kind of amount of information also on the meez University page. I wanted to show you that real quick. If I click on essential topics and tutorials, you'll see there's a course community section here. This is where people can post. But if I click on course materials, I really want to make sure everyone sees this, because this is kind of a similar breakout to the handbooks. So building your recipes in meez. There's a little bit more to this one, a little bit more extensive. The handbooks are really kind of like one quick and dirty, get them in there, go through these slides and you'll be up and running. There's a little bit more nuance within the topics and tutorials within the university. So the university you can think of as being a little bit more broader, and they're going to continue to add to it, probably more than the handbooks. Getting meez into your kitchen, similar things, but also elements like creating a waste log within meez and how to get rid of your clipboards and use the docs section. Something that comes up a lot that I want to make sure everyone knows about. We've recently just launched these 3 videos about equivalencies and conversions. As anybody who uses meez knows, equivalencies comes into play a lot with nutrition, with costing, with using sub recipes. I created 3 videos to kind of hopefully clarify everything there is to know about equivalencies. A product of a lot of conversations with probably many of you on this call around this topic. So definitely encourage you to check those out. Excuse me. I think it'll make a really big difference using this app with this help in mind. All right. The last thing to check out is just the meez podcast, as well as the blog. The blog is under the resources, but we have articles within the blog about, customer stories, how to, using team management and restaurant management within meez, but also just general like best practices for the industry. costing articles, and there'll obviously be a lot more as things go on. And the meez podcast, I don't know if folks on here have been following, but really cool stuff. We're doing a weekly podcast with various guest chefs, going over their stories, their concepts, what they've done to get here. A lot of different stories out here from really inspiring and really interesting chefs. So all hosted by our CEO, Chef Josh Sharkey. So definitely recommend checking out some of these interviews. They're really interesting, and with some really acclaimed chefs, and just great stories. So that is that's the meez community. That's where we're at right now. I'm really happy that the folks here are checking it out. Like I said, I'm going to send out a link to well, I'll just put it in the Zoom right now, but I'll also email it to everybody after this. Let me just grab that real quick. So I'm chatting it now. And so you can click on that link. You should be able to join in, put in your name, email address. Like I said, it's good. If it says something like purchase, don't worry about it. You're not buying anything. It's all free. And we want to really encourage you to get in there, view some of the materials, ask questions, answer other questions, introduce yourself, tell us who you are, where you're coming from, what your role is. That way others can hopefully, reach out and you guys can connect with each other. Little question here. Do I need the link to join you're sending now, or is it already active? No, it's not active right now until you click the link to join. So yeah, we haven't kind of launched it for every single meez user. It's a, you'd want to join manually at this time. That's about it. I would love to open it up to any questions. I know it's all pretty straightforward, but if anyone has any questions, you're welcome to ask them now in the chat or unmute and jump in. I'll give a couple of seconds for folks to ask. Nothing. Pretty straightforward. All right. Well, again, this is not the, can you show the view of how this will be accessed? Do you mean kind of the walkthrough? Oh, so right now this is kind of at the moment separate from your meez account. So you're not gonna be able to access it directly. So I do recommend when you do log in, just bookmark it at the top, on your browser. Just click on, bookmark added, and bookmark the space here. Have, again, still sort of, we're just launching this now, so we're going to build it into the app so that you can launch it directly from meez. But at the moment, it's a separate thing. You can use whichever username or password you'd like, Kelly. It's a separate account at the moment. No need to force yourself to use the same, but you're more than welcome to use the same, obviously. All right, wonderful. Any other questions? Like I said, I'll send out more information after this. All right, I got some pings. Yes, there are notifications. You can see at the top right here, you'll see there is a notification section. So you'll see it there, but you have the ability to, when you click adjust your notifications, you have the ability to get your email updates sent to you as activity happens, or you can do a little daily digest, whichever you like. You can see mine is on daily digest, so I see that. And you can also download the app. This is not to be confused with the meez app. This is the app for the community. So this is through this company called Mighty Network. So you can download that app if you'd like to be able to see the community on your phone. All right. Well, I heard a couple people pinging in. That's awesome. Is there a help section? That's a great question. You're welcome to ask us. I actually don't see, there's a help section at the top right here. Yeah, so on your account, if you click on this little question mark there, that's going to be your help section for this kind of app. So you can see you'd be for members here, not for hosts. And then you'd be able to ask any questions you like. But I definitely would love for any questions to also come to support at getmeez.com. we would really love to know what kinds of questions, or you can post them in the community for that matter, just so that we know kind of how you're using it, how you're finding it. As with Meez itself, we really value a lot of the input from our users. We adjust the app according to our the feedback. So we'd love to build this out, as we're getting feedback, and do what we can to make this useful for you. So do not be shy if you find something. It could be better, could be more streamlined. You could just want more content about certain topics. But that's all. That's what it's here for. It's an engagement platform, so we want to really encourage you to get in there and start commenting. All right. Any other questions? Love hearing all the pings. Seems like we got a lot of people coming in. If you're just joining us, you haven't seen, we do have the link to join. I'm gonna ping it one more time. There we go. Just sent it off one more time. All right. Seems like that's about it. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time. Really appreciate it. Be in touch either through HIS or through email. Love to hear from you. All right. Take care.